Hi everyone. For this question it says, for each relation state the dependent and independent variables here. Okay, well that's not such a bad thing here. Let's take a look at this first one. Let's zoom in just a little bit here. Okay, the first one is volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. So r is the radius here. Now, and just think about it here. I mean, what depends on what? Does the volume depend on the radius, or does the radius depend on the volume? Well, I think it's a more natural way to interpret this to think that the volume depends on the radius. Additionally, look at the way it's expressed here. Volume is expressed in terms of the radius here, and that implies dependence right there. So volume is going to be dependent, and the radius is going to be the independent. Okay, let's look at the next one. Age of a person in years and their height. Okay, so look at my table of values here, and just think about the way this works here. You don't typically think about the height of a person you don't think about the age of a person depending on their height, okay? But the height of a person will typically depend on their age. Now, it's different for different people, but that's the way that works here. Now, additionally, it's customary to draw, when you put a table of values here, to put the independent variable in the first column and the dependent variable in the second column. So this is not a huge leap here just to make that jump and say that the age of a person, okay, is going to be the independent variable, and their height becomes the dependent. Okay, over here, for this one, we've got the height of the tides against the time of day. Okay, now, and again, I think it should be pretty clear that the time of day does not depend on the height of the tide. Okay, but the height of the tide would depend on the time of the day. And again, just the way we've drawn this out here, remember that we put the independent variable on the horizontal axis, and we put the dependent variable on the vertical axis. So this would tell us, just the way this is drawn here, we know that the height of the tide is dependent, and the time of day, okay, will be independent. Okay, there you go.